put a poll on YouTube, and I asked my viewers, what knife out of this picture would you like to have? Well, I didn't really ask that question. I asked, out of the knife in this picture, what knife should I make next? And almost all of you chose number 5. And as it happens, number 5 was also my choice. But because you picked the knife I chose, I'm going to make that knife, as you probably figured out. And hence the number 5 on the knife. So what I just cut with the bandsaw was a piece of acetyl copolymer. Just a kind of plastic. They use it in milling, they use it in manufacturing. It's a really durable, strong plastic. So I'm going to use this piece and the piece of steel on the other side, and it's going to be... Oh, it's not going to be a frame lock. That was really dumb. This knife wasn't supposed to be a frame lock. I just cut out the steel for the handle, but I don't need it for the handle. I need more of this. I'm an idiot. There goes the steel. I'll just cut another one of these out. Okay, now we have scale. Then we have blade. Alright, screw it up. Done.
Get this a lot more accurate.
Ding dong. That was pretty close. I've pinned on the hole. And if we go over, then it doesn't cover the blade. It almost does. It's very, very close. But when it does, you can't even see the blade. How are you going to open it if you can't see the blade? There's no way to get it out. A nail nick or a thumb hole or a thumb stud or something to get this blade out. But if it's like this, we can't see a thing. What we're going to do, change this handle shape a little bit from the original, which is kind of sad because I want it to be very similar to how the way it is, but it's going to have to change. I'd like it to come out a little bit, actually, because that way it would cover up that end. Okay, let's try that. It just got really chubby. That's cool, yeah. That's nice. But we don't need all this right there. Let's try that. Very different. That looks nice on the outside. I think that's gonna look good. Right there. Don't think I like... That needs to change just a little bit. This can come in just a little bit. This needs to be lower. That's just way too high. Just found something out. See this? I drilled my hole right there. So that'll go in like that. That's a problem. Now it is a full flat grind. I didn't think it was going to be a full flat grind, but now it is a full flat grind. And that just means it's flat and it goes from the edge to the spine. It just wanted to be a full flat grind. What kind of opening mechanism do I want? I think a thumb stud would be the best. I don't have any thumb studs. I don't have any way to make a thumb stud. Actually, no, I do. I could make a thumb stud. I could thread a hole and use brass, and I could make one. Okay, let's see, what's the biggest thread we can put on one of these bad boys? So we'll do that. Which would be the M3.6 tap, which is one of these little guys. Now I'm going to cut a little indent, so when that little lock ball comes on the closed side, it'll hit this little notch and lock it in place. Closed. I'm doing this all before heat treat because obviously after heat treat the blade is much harder, and it will be a lot harder to do all this little file work. Not that it would be impossible, because these files are harder than a hardened and tempered blade, but you know, I'm about to do it now. Okay, it's really close. I think I'm gonna do a few finesse strokes when I actually have a real scale, so I can get this just perfect. So now let me drill the hole for the thumb stud, and then we can heat treat this thing. Quick question: I found this Swiss Army knife in one of our pole barns. Would any of you like to see a restoration video for this knife? It's in really bad shape, but it might fix up pretty well. I don't know. Okay. Come on. Now these great neck tabs are not as nice as the cheap Chinese ones I got from Amazon. They don't feed as well as the Chinese ones. Slippin', slippin', slippin'. This thing's too big for these taps. So now let's just pull it out, okay? Okay, that's gonna be our thumb stud. Not the right size, we're just gonna tap right through it. Right there, we're good. Very, very loose. Got it trimmed off, obviously. I don't want a yard long thumb stud, but that'll work. Yeah, we could do a heat treat. So what should be my order of operations is the question. Should I drill those holes and then put it in here? Should I cut out the contours and then drill the holes? Or should I drill the holes and then cut out the contours? I should probably drill the holes and then grind out the or cut them and then grind out the contours of the handle. And the other thing, I don't know if the lock's going to work until I put it together. And if it's too loose, I can't really fix it. If it's too loose, I can fix it. If it's too tight, I can also fix it by grinding it further. So we're not really in a bind either way. So this should be super easy to do. So let's put the blade in, clamp the lock in, mark where the back's going to be, and then I can just drill the holes. Like I need one of those Jeep stickers, you know? Hold on, I want to try something. Every time I use this drill press, that's pretty much what I want to say. Let's see how fast we can destroy a knife, and probably break a drill bit while we're at it. We'll see how much stupid stuff we can try. I have one below here. Right there. Yeah, I didn't think about it, but I also settled how I'm putting this thing together by drilling those holes because I drilled 1/8" holes for 1/8" pins without even thinking about it. So subconsciously, I really wanted this knife to be riveted together and never come apart again. All right, mate. Sit there. Can we get it on there? Wow, that's tight. There we go. Squeeze it up. Stupid easy. Okay. Oh, I like that. Oh, yes. That's exactly what I want it to be like. Stiff. Really stiff at the end. Needs to be refined quite a bit. Definitely don't need that much pressure. So we can grind this down, which will be good. Do you notice anything? Any problems? Minor difficulties? Things that might be a problem in this right here. There's no holes in it. I was an idiot. I didn't drill the holes. Now I'm going to put this together and grind the scales. So I put it together and we've got some things I have to fix, but I'm actually really happy I have to fix them because it means that this is going to look skinnier because it just looks kind of chubby right now. I don't know. The handle's too big for the blade, which makes sense. That can go straight down like that, and it'll look much slimmer towards the front, and it actually works really well. After right about there, we're not going to move it. Let's put this in like this. Overall, I think this thing looks smashing. It's beautiful. I mean, just the curves, the blade smoothing into that curve just like that, and now I can actually get to the thumb stud. So that's pretty neat. And around there. That's better. Okay. Ooh, that's tight. That hurts. Okay, but it works. My thumb stud in there on the drill. We're going to see if we can clean up the edges a little bit. No. So now comes a part of the show where I take the knife apart and I take every single part and sand it into oblivion. It looks so fast in the beginning. Oh look! Just 10 more strokes and be done. Ha! Still going pretty fast though. I'm going to make a pocket clip. A pocket clip. Pocket clips are like, I mean, that's the artist's dream. It has to do one thing functionally. It's a very important thing, but you can do what? There's so many different shapes a pocket clip could be. It is absurd. Of course, it's not done yet, but it'll do. Okay, so I want an 1/8 inch hole right here for a pin, a threaded brass pin, and then I want a M3 screw in, just like that. Now, because I have a deep and abiding disdain for taking my shoes off and walking through the house downstairs into the basement to drill holes, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to. So I'm quickly change directions and do the stone wash. I think I want to do this piece and this piece. Wow, that's pretty. So smooth. Okay, and the Rocks WD-40. Make everything nice and lubricated. Okay, something I totally forgot about was I'm screwing into plastic. You should not just screw into plastic. It's a terrible idea because eventually you'll strip it out. So I'm going to mill it out with this little end mill on this XY table, and then we can put a little steel plate in there, thread that, and then we'll be threading into that, and it'll all be fine and dandy. Makes me very happy. Very pretty. Well, it broke the drill bit, but it did drill through, I think, before. So, altogether, not a bad day. Alright, let's tap some holes. It should go really quick for the plastic. So, I don't like this thumb stud. It's too narrow. It kind of pokes into your thumb weird. So, I'm going to make a 3/16 rod thumb stud. And I need a 1/8 inch threaded rod to go in this hole. And I have a thumb stud. But these threads are not really long enough because they won't actually go into the steel plate, I don't think. So, I think we're going to make a new one. Threading things is way more fun than tapping things. Well, this is threading either way, but using a die is much easier than using a tap in most cases, at least when you're doing brass. Okay, now that's a really interesting shape right now. It was a little too much for it. Got it? I'll just split it in half. Now I'm going to actually sand the clip and bend it into a clip. Okay, this thing's really, really cool, but got the clip all done. It's all on. Gritty, cool, great, wonderful. It looks terrible, but it's a clip, so I'm happy. What does it need? I put the electrical tape washers in. Those are pretty neat because they stick on and you can just pop it together and it's all right. I think I'm going to rivet it. I think I'm done. I don't think I need to do anything on the inside at this point, so I can rivet it. Okay, now that it looks almost half decent, we can put the clip back on. Now we need a thumb stud, but I can't really deal with that right now. Oh, wow. Just got that all over my fingers. Anybody a WD-40? That's better. Okay, we're going to sharpen this bad boy up and we're going to be done. Now that is exciting. Tips a little bit screwed up there. Do the fine stuff. Oh yeah, oh you get your finger choked up? See how easy that was? Didn't even think about it. Little curls. Oh yeah, good knife.